Hello everybody, and welcome to another video of mine for Pro Wrestling Sim. Now, we are back with WASW for this episode of Pro Wrestling Sim and not the other series. We are in 2023, so we're in this for a few years, with the whole starting way back in the start of starting 6 months on our own to have kind of like a start of learning the game and everything, to adding all the promotions. All the promotions have been added, and now we have added a child promotion called Cheesehead Wrestling. That is the child promotion of WASW, Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling. And what you can do is you can send superstars to that promotion to develop, and then they can be sent up. Now, with the cost of that is going to be $1 million per month. Now, they did have updates to the game where you can now go bankrupt. Now, also, everything resetted itself, and I've already, clicked on the production stuff on what I would do prior to starting this video. So local ads to progress past 20, and then also when I did the recent video with the other series, that when I did the small part-time team 500 a month, the contracts were all unwritten contracts. It only had one person that was selling merchandise, so with a small part-time team, maybe, didn't get all the other superstars merchandise coming out or whatnot. And or maybe it's just something with the update that, as it was working on, that this will be the first time since a few weeks and stuff like that since the update's been going on. So we'll see on all these written contracts within this series if all the superstars are going to be selling merchandise or if it's just a few, because there's a lot of people on written contracts in this series. So with music, we're going to keep the same excellent camera, high quality staging and lighting, no pyro, and then average when it comes to video production and editing. It comes down to like over a million, and then 70%. It's probably going to be a little bit less than, because the other series it was like 80%. It's going to be a little bit less than that. But as we know, that if we do hit that 70 threshold, we do get that $250,000. So we are going to simulate to the next event. Which will be July 14th, but I'm gonna do 12. I always do like the day before. We already got an email, title match request, Angelo. Going to accept that because we already have something in planned when it comes to that already. So by accepting it and stuff like that is just gonna increase the relationship with that superstar. And hopefully things get smoothly within this kind of couple of months, because I do have a premium live event, so to speak, in September for this series as well, starting implement that as well. So now we have all these implementation costs that is dripping that ticked down it quite a bit. So, but hopefully we wouldn't have to deal with it as much. We have Amelia Padilla becomes the owner of Cheesehead Wrestling, and becomes owner, booker, so to speak, but yet my promotion is also the owner of it as well, Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling. So we will take a look at this a little bit. So they did add some people into the promotion. I did send people to this promotion. So I've sent 2 referees, Scott and Diego. I've sent Asani and Cody Horn, that we've all been known with doing the interviews or doing any relationship type stuff. Been doing that. It's Cody Horn. Sent down Blake, Damari, Dario, and Enzo. Backstage crew. They're on our contract, sent them down so that way they have people that they can trust and train from overall. And then I guess they're also wrestlers as well, because Emil is right there. But I sent down Wade Hyde, that was in our roster for a while, that was kind of doing Fanduan Conte for someone else. And Sloan Norton, I've kind of hired some people, because at first when this was going on, they mentioned that the promotion did not have an event, probably due to they didn't have a roster. So they've hired some people like Vincent Pittman. I did not, and stuff like that, but I could double check as well. If I've signed these people, which I think I've signed then all of these guys, and I'm just forgetting because it's been a while since I've done it. But I've signed quite a bit of people and just sent them down right away for development, to be with the promotion and have an event. And here we are with the first show, the white show, the red and white with the colors of, Wisconsin Badgers and stuff like that. So we have the first show, which is the white show, but on here it says first show. So we will answer this email. Ryan Dominguez, as of right now, I am rejecting that. You believe you deserve a push. Great. Now they have like Enzo and stuff like that become owners. Oh. So things may swap, or they just sign contracts for them, overall in general. So we are going to go to the white show right away and start it, because I've already booked it, all ready to go. And speaking of Ryan Dominguez, we have an angle dealing with Killian James and Ryan Dominguez. Killian James makes his entrance. Star power of a 96% to it. Comes down. And then he cuts a promo on Ryan Dominguez, the musical performer of Killian James. And star power of Killian adds to it. Then the star power of Ryan Dominguez. And then Ryan Dominguez comes in and he just stares him down, kind of being like, hey, quit talking about me, just shut your yapper. And we were just going to stare down at each other and just kind of shut him up and be like, hey, I'm here, and I'm ready to put in some work against you. So we have a final score of 88% when it comes to the whole entire story beat. Then we got a match of Billy Klein and Emmett Razzie. The intimidating presence of Emmett Razzie added to the match, the good looks of Emmett Razzie. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. Their reaction made it even better. Billy Klein wins. He gains 0.2. Emmett Razzie doesn't lose anything. We have a absolute value calculation of 74 with 100% crowd reaction. A match quality of 66% with the 2-star match. And then a 73% final score when it comes to that segment. Then we have a 89% final score with the angle of Oscar Shaw, Luis Duraila, and Butch Taylor. Now, before when I introduced Butch Taylor and the Cruz brothers, Butch Taylor had a feud with Luis Duraila. Butch Taylor couldn't win. You kind of say he couldn't win to, save his wrestling career if, it were to depend on it if he had a match and he had a win, and more than likely he would lose, and so he would be, essentially fired if that were to be. But within this, he's not fired. He has been struggling on the win column. He's been, putting in the hard work and dealing with these two guys, and now he's on the Oscar Shaw part of things and not with Luister. But they are a tag team, so they both come down to make their entrance. And Oscar Shaw talks about Butch Taylor. Really is basically saying this guy, what is this guy doing with this promotion? He's just a cakewalk. Me and Luister have been beating him ever since he had a feud with Luister, and he just can't win. So the star power and the gimmick of Oscar Shaw has added to the whole entire thing, and Luister is just there for any kind of support within him, talking about Butch Taylor and having a final score of 89%. Then we have Ryan Dominguez. He comes back out again with wrestling Zareb Van Nykirk. He was part of a tag team with Bo Davies. They have recently Bo Davies stabbed Zareb behind the back because Zareb was doing all the pinning and everything, and they can't win a championship, so it took a turn to Bo Davies turned his back on Zareb, and it's been going decently within this feud. Zareb's in a one-on-one matchup against Ryan Dominguez. Zareb was strong for breath, the star power of Ryan. Ryan was strong for breath as well, and then Ryan did the heavy lifting to put the match together. They didn't gain or lose anything from it. They had a absolute value calculation of 64 out of 100%, 55 match quality with the 1-star match, and then a final score of 62%. And Ryan Dominguez wins. Then, all of a sudden, he was already in ringside, but he makes his entrance into the ring and beats Zareb. Zareb lost, and he just comes in and attacks Bo Davies, and then afterwards, Bo Davies beats Zareb, and Zareb then gets his medical attention because he just lost, and Bo Davies took advantage and was like, hey, I'm gonna beat him. He was taking all of the pins when it came to the tag teams. Now I'm gonna lay out my frustration on Zareb, And what a better time than to do it when he lost his match against Rain Dominguez. And so, takes a beat, receives medical, and 72% final score, and they both gained 0.2 from it. Then we have a welcome back James Adkins. He was injured for a while, and his storyline was with Vanduan Conte. The entrance of James Adkins, star power, the entrance 100%, then talks about Vanduan Conte, and then he also cuts a promo, and star power of both of them added to the beat at 197. So James Adkins knows what he's doing when he comes writing to a promo. He got injured from Vanduan within a match, or himself, but he's gonna blame Vanduan for it, for being gone for so long. And then Cooper Murphy, the owner, makes an entrance, and Cooper and James talk about it. He's like, "Yo, I'm back. I'm medically cleared. I want to wrestle, and I want the guy who injured me, and I want him right now, tonight, to try and win and for all, to, gain the history back from when I was gone for a few months." And they talk about it, and then Cooper Murphy makes it happen. And Cooper's like, "Yeah, I'll give you the match. And then it was like, "Yeah, Vanduan Conte, come out here, and we're gonna have this match right here, right now, tonight, in front of this crowd. And no better time with your grateful return back to the ring." Then they have the match. And what's nice about it is James Adkins wins. It's a negative 2-star match with a 24 match quality, with 81% absolute value calculation, 70% final score. But he wins the match. Vanduan has the boost of his gimmick, the star power. He's strong for breath. And then the intimidating presence of James Adkins and the star power of him. Vanduan did the heavy lifting. James gains 0.2. Conte didn't lose anything. And what a better timing for James Adkins to come back and win against Vanduan Conte. Then we have a new signee with a video to add a little video promo for Kate Clark. I don't know when she will be implemented in the show, but she is a very highly star-powered individual, and could be looking for someone like her in the near future when it comes to title championships, or even overall in the women's division, to elevate the women's division. So star power, good looks of her, 91% with the final score. She gains 0.2 from it. Then we have Zura Nunez coming in, making an entrance, and then she cuts a promo on Brielle McLean, saying what she needs to say, making some noise, kind of boost up that storyline a little bit. And it's a 99% when she came in, and a 63% when it comes to cutting a promo, and then 67% final score. Then we got an angle of Lucia Alves and Riley McCarthy. she comes in with a, entrance and cuts a promo and being like, yo, where's my opponent? She's not even here tonight. She must be scared or something, because she couldn't even make it to another show. I'm gonna be looking for her for a few weeks and get my revenge on her and stuff like that. She got a 94. She came in 91 on the promo, 91% final score. Then we got Isabel La Carlson and Ava Torres tearing it up in the ring. Isabella wins. She gains 0.2 in popularity. Ava Torres was struggling and she had star power. Isabella had star power and she did the heavy lifting. 100% with the 71 absolute value calculation. 31% match quality with 1.5 star match. And then 63% final score based off of that. We will end the show, and it is a 70%. With our production settings are limited your growth with a better production. This could have been a 91. And then we gained 0.2 in popularity in North America from it. So we will end the show. And we will move on to, we have an email. The first show made, and it was 475 people, 4,998 people, or dollars. So if we go to finances, venue, so we're kind of doing the 1,000 per each. We won't see the merchandise until the end of the month. So we have 4,000. So as of right now, it's a $500 profit off of that, then $140 when it comes to sponsorships. So we'll see how that fluctuates. Now with overall the whole child promotion. So, and it just seems like all of them are switching back and forth from being the owner of CHW. As of right now, I'm gonna reject it, but and then we have a few at the end of the year. Well, contract expires, and then we'll have to renegotiate depending on their status. But for some of them, I may let them go to cut costs, because as we are going to be spending more money, we wouldn't want to be doing that on pay-per-appearance type deals. But if they end up doing, something big within the promotion, because we do have 44 wrestlers, plus we have some in the development that we signed, so it's quite a bit of people that we have with budget and everything else. So the next day, we have an email, title match request. I'm going to accept that. And we have our main show already planned and booked. And we are starting off with Javen Ibori and Nixon Shepard. So Javen Ibori was carrying this title for a while. Him and Jane Cooper were kind of in a feud together and stuff like that, and it's the Every Event Championship, so kind of have to be, to most of the degree, have to be defended every single event, every month, and now it's gotten switched hands to Nixon Shepherd. He had a boost of his gimmick, the intimidating presence, and he was strong for breath. The whole crowd were in love with it. Jabin didn't lose anything. Nixon gained 0.2. They ended with an 84% final score match and a 90 absolute value calculation with a 59% 1.5 star match. And Nixon is the new Every Event champion. Then we have Takuro Sugawara, who now enters the arena into the ring, cuts promo with Nixon Shepherd standing right there, and gives him the whole stare down since he has won the title now, and Takuro Sugawara is going to be the one who's going to be going after him as they are in a feud together. So 97% with a 99 when he made his entrance, a 100 when he cut a promo, and when they stared down it dropped to a 92. So both gained 0.2 from it, and we'll move on to the next segment. And this is trio tag team kind of feud going on, but they both have individual feuds of what's going on. Alex Adams and Aaron Carrasco are in one, and then it's Athlete Central and the Cruz brothers that are in one. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 kind of deal. And right now, Maxim Cruz was in a match with Harley Bird. Harley Bird did get the win. Maxim Cruz was trying for breath at the end. Maxim Cruz selling skill, and he put huge effort in his explosive style. Working with Maxim helped everyone learn the segment, and the vocal crowd were in love with it. Maxim didn't lose anything. Harley Bird gained 0.2. So we had 100% crowd reaction with the absolute value of 70%. 86 match quality with the 4-star match, and then a 73% final score. Then after all of that, Egon, Harley, and Aaron Carrasco, as everyone was kind of ringside, were attacked by Alex Adams, Maxim Cruz, and Kid Cruz. So Maxim Cruz got a little bit of strength back to him after losing the match and attacking the Athlete Central and Aaron Carrasco. And then the Athlete Central and Aaron Carrasco got their medical treatment, and that's what that was after the match. 72% final score, and then everyone gained 0.2 from it. And Maximum Kid Cruz helped everyone learn from the segment. Then we move on to Aubrey Wilder, Zoe Matthews, and Abby Perry make their entrance into the ring. They talk about Money is Reality, the tag team of D'Angelo and Richards, with Riley McCarthy as female takes over, which is Abby Perry and Aubrey Wilder. Kept their titles as they were in a title match, and they were basically cutting a promo talking about them and be like, hey, we have the titles, see if we can take the trio tag team titles away from you. And then Cooper makes his entrance, kind of was like, hey, like, what's going on here? Aubrey, Zoe, and Abby talk about them. and then Cooper makes the match involving these guys, and that is going to happening right here, right now, tonight. And then D'Angelo, Richards, and McCarthy make their entrance to the ring to have a final score of 89%. Then we have the match that happened, and Zoe Matthews won, so we do have Aubrey and Zoe and Abby, our new WASW Women's Trio Tag Team Champions. So now they have the tag team, and now they have the trio tag. They are set for when it comes to when it comes to getting the titles. We had 100% crowd reaction with the 74% absolute value. Then we had a 73% match quality with a 3-star match and a final score of 74. Now, Riley, Richards, and D'Angelo lost, so they lost 0.1, and then so Matthews gained 0.8, and the others 0.2, as they are the new trio tag team champions. A lot of them had a boost to their gimmick, the intimidating presence of Abby and Riley, and the boost to the gimmick of Richards, Riley, D'Angelo, star power of Zoe. Aubrey and Zoe were strong for breath at the end, and the vocal crowd were in love with it. D'Angelo did the heavy lifting, and we'll move on to the next. Then, kind of like what happened before with Tigwaru, or overall with Harley Bird and Maxim Cruz, Zoe Matthews just won the trio tag team titles, and Rain Grimes is like, I know you've been feuding with me, and she makes her entrance, talks about Zoe Matthews, cuts a promo right in front of her. So I'd be like, yeah, you may have the trio tag team champions right now, and you may be on a hot streak, but you're not going to get the women's red all-star championship. And we'll see what happens. 91% final score for that whole entire segment. Then we have Matthias Langley having a match against Jaden Cooper. Jaden Cooper had a boost of his gimmick, the star power of him. Matthias had a boost of his gimmick, the star power of him. The intimidating presence of Matthias added to it. And then Matthias did the heavy lifting. Jaden Cooper didn't lose anything. Matthias gained 0.4. Matthias was made to look like a threat in this match. It really helped their popularity. He won the match. The title wasn't on the line. An 85 absolute value at 100%. Then we had a 78% match quality with a 3.5-star match with a final score of 84%. Then we have Quadis making his entrance. They engage in a brawl, and then Quadis, it's kind of like how when you run in, they may start a brawl, and then once that brawl is kind of split apart, the one person that's like the main person just attacking and just swinging and everything else, and doing the attack. That's what's happening within this. That Quadis runs in, he engages into the brawl between them two, and then he just takes over and does the damage to Matthias Langley. And then after that, he cuts a promo, and he is done. So he has a cocky gimmick to him, the star power of both of them, and the good looks of Matthias added to it, with an 89% final score. Then we have Holly Chen with Maria Jose Ferrari. That's on the white brand for the time being. Coming in, and since Holly Chen has to defend her WASW every event championship match, or championship belt. It says championship. Alright, so the star power of Maria, probably the star power of Holly Chen added to it. Holly Chen had a boost of her gimmick, the intimidating presence of Chen. She was strong for breath. She did the heavy lifting. She gained 0.2, and Maria didn't lose anything. She keeps the title, 86% absolute value with 100% crowd reaction. Overall the match, 77% with the 3-star match, which involved with Holly Chen, but Maria also added to it as well, 3-star match, and then a final score of 84%. Then we have Anna Becker that comes in, cuts a promo, and just stares down Holly Chen, being like, hey, I'm coming for that title, whether it be next event or the event after, but I'm coming for it. Both gained 0.2 from it, and a 92% final score. And we have two 70%, and with the production settings limited, it would have been a 91. So we are getting $500,000. We get additional 2 to our popularity, and then we also add 1 or 2, but it could be 1 on any popularity change when it comes to the other regions. So we have 3 emails. We had 464, 4,872 sales. The promise of D'Angelo and Wilderberg succeeded. They were wanting a title match. But with Riley McCarthy with the title win, maybe debatable. Or could set her up for a different title on the show that she's on. So we just have a lot of people who are goes to the news that are becoming owners of CHW. Like Enzo is becoming back the owner, as he wasn't. So that is happening for that. And we can go to merchandise. Oh, the month hasn't finished yet, so we can't see that yet. Okay, that scroll thing does not work. So it would be 9 days. Alright, to the 1st of August. So we get an email. And we have not gotten an email. So we're at 9.5. Alright. So we just go to the setting here, go to promotions, go to Wisconsin. We're at a 9.5. Should be one for Latin America, one for Africa has nothing. Europe has nothing. So right now, Latin America, Asia, and Oceania are at 1. Okay. So this is becoming a 10, but because it's at 9.5, but we are going to change it to a 12. Latin America is a 1. It's 1. Asia is 1. We're going to add 1 to. It's been successfully changed. So it's kind of going skyrocketing because we're going strictly straight up. We're going to look at merchandise. So, alright. Yeah, things have a lot changed from the 11,000 of getting this to when the new update onto the game and merchandise sales to this. Benoit Conte, Ollie Chen, Tagawaru, Matthias, Oscar, Bandwan. And when I did look at the other series, when it comes to contracts, everyone who is written has a written contract, has a written contract. So nothing has changed within that. It could possibly be with, when it comes to production, this whole back office of merchandise and everything else. So, because it also says, as company grows, so does the infrastructure required to run it, accountants, legal, HR, etc. Not improving your back office will result in your company being unable to grow. Each level will improve merchandise sales significantly if you are eligible to sell any. So I have it right now as a small full-time staff, where the small part-time, obviously I only ran it for 1 month on the other series, but it only showed one superstar that was having merchandise sold. So by adding a small full-time team, like we saw 5, hopefully, it continues to grow month after month after month. Now, I don't necessarily need to change it until it gets past 40 to get to 60. So, with that being said, right now we're at 12, so we're sitting just fine. I also have to add money to my promotion, because what are we at financially wise? Finances. So we're at 68 million. So we had $1 million gone due to the development. Back office 10,000. Production 1,950,000. Marketing 500 for the local flyers, which we may improve that because it will show that more people would come. Because we have everything set up to, now this in itself is making profit over the venues, because we are using 1,000 venues, and then sponsorship money is 280. So I wonder how that all got fluctuated a little bit, probably within the update. Overall in general, just kind of continuing getting newer stuff implemented into the game, so things will change. So we may have to change TV ads and stuff when it comes to bigger increase to audience attendance and viewership. and then nationwide. So we will change that because we don't have to pay any money to have an implement like this kind of stuff, where I feel like in-house, I feel like to upgrade to that, but that's only towards worker popularity gain. It's not towards any of the show gain. So overall, workers solely on their entertainment ability, where if writer works with talent, but it's $200 per month, that bad angles will receive an increased 2 segment score, but great angles will receive a small hit 2 segment score. It's a little odd. I'll just keep it where I don't have to spend money on that. So, overall in general, I have to add quickly the money to the promotion, which is 500. So I basically just do this because we had $250,000. So we just change that. Then I think when it comes to production wise, we may have to change the video and editing to good for a higher score, for an 85. But if we're just gonna keep getting 70s, we're getting 500 back every single time. So we should be, so we would just be losing 2.5 per month in costs for the time being, which seems quite a bit, but hopefully we don't go bankrupt. Our feuds have been doing pretty well. Matthias Quadus at a 74, Randy Grimes, so Matthew 62, James 70%, Vandevon Conte, Aaron and Alex at a 58, Anna Becker, Holly Chen at a 62, Billy and Emmett at a 60, Eva and Isabella at a 62, 63 for the tag team, and 56 for the tag team, 63 for Riley Lucia, Butch Oscar at 59, Rocha Maria 67, Nixon and Tugawaru at 97, but that just started with that one segment. It just started with that one segment, so we have to do like 5 more segments and to keep it within that 80 range, and then have like the storyline beat, so to speak. So that's kind of like the goal, but a lot of these, like Quadus, they have the amount that I just need to increase it, so to speak. So just trying to find the sweet spot on what to do per set when it comes to, and maybe we'll look at event histories, because CHW. So we had Angle of Kinsley and Ansley at a 37, then Trio Tag Team. Oh, these guys just won the tag team. Then Puckett and Nixon, and then Wade Hyde Sydney. So these guys are the tag team, and then heavyweight with Waylon Justice and Malcolm Gibbs. Alright. looks like a like a triple threat, but they named it a trio tag team. That is a interesting. So they had their first event. Was 41 people showing up. So that being said, hopefully you appreciate this video, and have a good one wherever you're at. And bye-bye.